1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
There. The second, fifth time when I started singing along was because I wanted to show that that really you should always have what you're doing as a song in your mind. In other words, everything you play you should be able to sing. I've got this wonderful John Schofield video at home, teaching video, and have you heard of John Schofield? Yeah. Anyway, he's and this was particularly in the period when his heyday, and he was at the end of the thing. He said, "You really should be able to." You really should be able to hear what you play. So he goes, and then he goes, well, that's not what I sang, but you know what I mean. So it's good practice. Actually, it's very good for your phrasing as well as a general proposition. I mean, I don't do this as much as I should, but at least to be singing along in your mind to what you're doing. You don't have to be singing consciously. So that was one of the things I was doing. The other thing, what I was trying to do was to, so for the purposes of starting to communicate with these guys properly, is that I was trying to play what we call completely diatonically. Now what that means is it's totally within the scale of the chords and the keys we're in. Now you might say, well, surely you always do that, but a lot of jazz is composed of playing music, notes that actually cause a friction with the key you're in, right? Okay. And this gets back to the idea of tension and release, and friction is what gives you the spice, and then playing notes that are right in the home, as it were. let me give you an example of this. If you play just bass and drums, if you could just play a kind of G groove, okay? So just if I play something. When I play that note, you hear something that goes ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. But if I do that rock, oh, it's just my phone.
I'm glad it's news.
I'm busy. I'm not free. So if I do a little more of that, you'll hear how this just to quickly give you an idea when you hear people doing this of what I'm trying to establish is what's dissonant and consonant, if you like. If what's sounds completely natural and in the home key, and what sounds a bit awkward, but if you do it right, it sounds exciting. If you do it right. Hit 1, 2, 3. Hopefully you heard something which went, ooh, what's he doing there? That's a bit wrong. And then it came right, and you thought, oh, he knows what he's doing. Okay. So that is a very important part of jazz improvising. But what I did on this All the Things You Are is I played the notes. Every chord that is played behind the melody has an associated series of notes with it, a scale. So the first is F minor, the second is B flat minor, the second is E flat, the fourth is A flat, and then D flat. Now, what we cleverly notice, if we're clever, is that F minor, B flat minor, E flat, A flat, and D flat have all got the same note, because they're all chords that are derived from the key of A flat. So that means, so what I was doing was, in terms of notes, actually notes, was more or less playing just the notes from an A-flat scale in various orders over the first few chords. So if we just do that again, and you hear what I'm doing, really slow. One. So if we do it, yeah, just do the first 5 chords, really slow. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Obviously I'm accenting some of the notes and that, but this scale, A flat, can you play an A flat scale? So that's an A flat major scale, and I won't go into the process of analysis as far as, because I'm sure that if you understand it, you can work out from hearing and seeing these chords that they are part of this key, and this is how popular songs were written in the 1920s and 1930s. By and large, the whole thing was involved playing basically the scale notes from one key and adding some chords underneath that are derived from that key. So this applies to every simple tune like in the key of G. Give me an example to show off my little punch. Anyway, so it's basically all in the key of G, and the chords are from the key of G, and then you change key for the middle section. But that's how popular songs, and if you listen, put you on radio too, when I used to do a lot of private teaching, I used to do all this stuff. I'd say, right, okay, we're going to switch on radio 2 now, boing, and there'll be a tune which has involved this kind, you know. By the time I get to feet, Jimmy waiting. All those kind of songs, that's how those songs are made. And the reason why I'm telling you this, and what's interesting is when we get on to the next tune, Maiden Voyage, is not constructed like this at all. Completely different. So this is the standard way of construction. So if you're a trumpet player particularly, something which is tricky, or violin, it's very helpful. You see, we have got an advantage. We can see what we're doing here. Keyboard and that and bass, but they can't see. So if you have an idea of a key centre that is basically what you're playing in, then it's a liberating feeling. And you'll find it so when you start kind of having a go at this. So basically, this tune has first 5 chords in the key of E flat, A flat. Then you move to the key of C. Then you've got another 5 chords in the key of E flat. Then you've got a few chords in the key of G, and you've got a few chords in the key of E. So that's, is that 5 or 4 keys? 5 chords. 4. A flat, G and E. No, 5. A flat, 5 keys. Well, that sounds complicated, but actually it's quite a long tune, so it's not too bad. Okay? So let me try and do that, showing, and I'll call out what key I'm playing in. And I'm only going to play the notes in that scale. I'm not going to cheat, and I didn't do that when I was playing just now. I played, and I didn't play anything what we call passing notes, which is just any old filler. So I didn't do any passing notes, and I didn't do anything. So I'm going to just try and do that. And so I'll call out the keys as I hopefully, like, you know, I'll try and do that. But forgive me if I go wrong. Just 1, 2. So first off is A flat. 1, 2, 1, 2. So